Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to start your own business selling novelty coffee mugs online. I decided to put this workshop together because, well, I always told myself that once I'd sold $1 million worth of mugs, I would put a course together to show others how to do it. And here we are. So today I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you exactly how I do it. It doesn't matter if you're brand new to online business and you've never made a cent before, or if you're a seasoned marketer just looking for another stream of income. No matter where you live or what situation you're in right now, if you're looking for a way to make money working from home, selling products people love without really having to sell them at all, then you're in the right place. I'm going to teach you how to do this by showing you exactly how I have sold $1,058,609 and counting worth of mugs without ever actually having to touch a mug myself. Yep, no printing, no packing, no shipping to worry about. That's all taken care of if you follow my system. All you have to do is create the product listings, let people buy them, and then bank the profits. It couldn't be simpler. There are three things I want to cover today. The first is that I want you to understand this business and how it works. So I'm going to walk you through the entire process from coming up with a design, creating your product pages, selling it, getting paid, and then getting it made and shipped out to your customers. Secondly, I want to show you irrefutable proof that this method works. Now, sure, I could show you some screenshots of my sales, but we all know that screenshots can be faked. So I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want to show you how to prove it to yourself. And finally, if you stick around until the very end of this training, I will show you how you can get started right now, as in today. Get your store up and running and start making money. So why this? Why now? The world today is a rapidly changing place. We all know that. The jobs we once thought were secure are disappearing left, right, and center. People are looking for alternative ways to make an income. And while a lot of industries are currently struggling, there is no doubt that e-commerce and online shopping are not going anywhere anytime soon. In the first half of 2020, online shopping sales grew by 30% from $266 billion to $347 billion. It's a huge market, and right now it's still in its early stages of development. In fact, I recently spoke to the CEO of one of the companies that I use to print and ship my mugs for me, and he told me that they were currently printing and shipping up to 10,000 coffee mugs per day. This is just one company that I know of, and there are dozens of others out there just like them and even much bigger ones. So a conservative estimate would be that altogether these companies are probably currently shipping about 1.5 million mugs per month. At an average price of $20, that's $30 million a month in mug sales. And today I'm going to show you exactly how you can carve out a slice of that $30 million a month pie for yourself. Before we get into the training, I just want to take a minute to address the question that might be in the back of your mind. Who am I and why should you listen to me? It's an important question, and while I don't want to spend too much time talking about myself, I do think that it's important to know where I'm coming from and whether or not I'm someone you want to listen to or not. So I started working online about 20 years ago, and in that time I've learned and used a lot of different strategies to earn money. From running pay-per-click ads for Fortune 500 companies to building my own websites and selling them for 6 or 7-figure sums, then selling over $10 million worth of products on Amazon, before getting into running e-commerce stores, which led me into the novelty coffee mug market, where I've now sold over $1 million worth of mugs. I'm a strong believer in having multiple streams of income, and I'm always looking for ways to improve what I'm already doing, as well as to grow and move forward. Which brings us to now. Over the last year or so, I've refined my system, and that is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So now that you know a little about me, is this material and training session going to be useful and relevant to you? Well, tell me if any of this sounds familiar. You've been trying to build an online business for some time, but just can't get anything off the ground. Or maybe you're a stay-at-home mum or dad who wants to contribute and earn some money while still being able to look after your family. Or maybe you've been affected by recent shutdowns or layoffs and you're looking for something new to generate an income. Or maybe you work full-time or part-time and just want something else. Or maybe you're just out of college or even retired and you're looking for a way to generate some income from home. Well, today I will show you exactly how you can do it. Now, with all that being said, I do have some necessary evils I need to mention before we dive into the content. The business I'm going to share with you today is just that, a real business. And all businesses are different and suit different people. So here's who this business is not for. Firstly, it's not some do-nothing, get-rich-quick scam. So if you're looking for some kind of miracle sales gimmick that will just magically make you rich, I'm sorry to say that you certainly will not find that here, nor anywhere else for that matter. I'm going to teach you how to build an actual business online, but it will take some effort on your part. Nothing worthwhile comes without putting in some kind of effort. So if you're not prepared to do that, then I suggest you close this page down right now and go and do something else. Ultimately, the only way we get what we want in life is to help others get what they want. So if you do not have a sincere desire to build something real and deliver value to your customers, then this probably isn't going to work for you. Now, I mentioned that I've sold over $1 million worth of mugs, and there are thousands of other people out there doing much bigger numbers and smaller numbers than me. But it needs to be said that my results and the results of others that I mentioned throughout this video are not typical. I do not guarantee or make any promises about what level of income, if any, you will generate if you follow this method. Everyone is different and everyone will experience different results. It is possible that some of you may surpass the levels of income that I talk about here today. And if you do, good for you. But there's also no doubt that others who will give it a go won't make anywhere near these numbers, or maybe even nothing at all. Look, any business, online or not, that is worth building takes time and effort to get started. I mean, people spend their entire lives working a job to make 50 to 60,000 a year, and we're talking about the possibility of making that kind of income or more working from home in just 1 to 2 hours a day. Now, I can provide you with a massive shortcut by showing you what has worked for me, but ultimately you will have to put in the work, learn the business, and be responsible for your own success or failure. So if you're still with me after that, let's dive in and get to work. Before we get into the step-by-step stuff, I think it's important to take a step back and look at the bigger picture of what a successful e-commerce business looks like. When I first started trying to build an e-com business, I listened to all the gurus and I tried to do what they were saying, which was to set up a store, add a bunch of cheap products, drop shipped from China, and run ads to get people to buy these products. And while I followed all those steps and I gave it a go, I never really had much success with it. I think the main reason was because I just didn't believe in the business. I personally hated the idea of selling cheap, crappy products marked up by 400%, drop shipped straight out of the supplier's warehouse in China to my customers. I even ordered a couple of the mugs myself and had them shipped to my home address. And let's just say I was less than impressed with the products when they arrived. All I could think was, what would my customers think when they took delivery of these packages? Would they be happy? I asked myself, would I be happy if I paid $30 for a gold bracelet and then it arrives stuffed into a tiny envelope shipped from China, and then when I open it up, the invoice says it's worth $3.50? No, I'd be pissed off. And I would either complain to the website I bought it from or just simply never shop with them again. It was those thoughts that I think held me back for a long time. I don't want to be ashamed or embarrassed about the products I sell. I want to be proud of the products I'm selling people. I want my customers to be happy when they receive the product, and I want them to come back and buy from me again and again. I tried a bunch of different products and different suppliers, different sales methods and offers, but what the gurus were teaching just didn't work for me and it just felt wrong. If you've ever tried this type of e-commerce business, you might have felt the same way. As I mentioned earlier, I also sold products on Amazon for a while, and we had some success there. But the problem was, again, the products we were selling were nothing special. We bought them in bulk from China, slapped a logo on it, and sold it. But as time went on, more and more people started selling the exact same products, just with a different logo. And our margins got tighter and tighter until there was just no profit left in it. So I set off in search of a different type of business. I put together a list of what attributes the perfect e-commerce business would need to have. 1, it would need to have products that I'm proud to sell. 2, I would need to add value in some way. So not just mark up a product that I've bought from someone else. There needs to be something unique there that nobody else has. 3, there needs to be people who want to buy the products. I don't want to spend my time trying to convince people that they want or need my product. I just want to offer it to them. If they want it, great. If they don't, that's fine too. 4, it needs to be scalable. It's no use selling something that only a handful of people in the world want to buy. There needs to be a big enough market to make a decent amount of money from it. And 5, I want a simple way to fulfill the orders once they do start coming in. I don't want to be personally making and printing hundreds of coffee mugs in my garage. I got into this business for the lifestyle, not to end up a slave to the business. So with those 5 things in mind, I set out to find a business plan that would suit what I wanted in an online business. I tried a lot of different models. Some were successful in some areas, but not others. Some of the things I tried just didn't work at all. But eventually I found things that worked with one method and bits that worked from another, and I kind of put them together to form a unique approach that I've never seen anyone else doing, that covered all 5 attributes that we just talked about. Once I figured all this stuff out, I actually really started to enjoy the work I was doing. Dare I say it, it actually became fun. People started buying my mugs, started sending me unsolicited photos of them using the mugs. They just love the products. A lot were given as gifts, some of them funny, some of them serious. Sometimes I would get orders for 10 or 20 mugs at a time from small businesses or for wedding parties and things. Those orders are the best. Overall, people love the products. And as sales started to come in, I started designing more mugs. The more mugs I added, the more sales that would come in. And don't even get me started on the Christmas rush. The 2 months leading up to Christmas is the absolute best time to be in this type of business. Last year, I was selling up to 250 mugs or about $5,000 a day in that time. So no matter what you do, make sure you have everything set up and ready to take orders for Christmas. I guarantee it'll be the best Christmas you've ever had. Okay, now that we have that covered, let's get into the step-by-step of how you can actually build this business for yourself. So what we want to do is come up with designs just like these, using text, images, or a combination of both, and put it on a coffee mug. Next, we set up an account over at Etsy.com and we list our mug for sale. Etsy is one of the world's biggest marketplaces for people looking for gifts, and our cute, funny, or quirky coffee mugs fit the bill perfectly. Once someone buys a mug, we then process the order through our own store that we've set up to work with our printing partners, who will take our design, professionally print it on a mug, and then pack it and ship it out to our customers. The mugs are printed through a sublimation or heat transfer process, which chemically binds the ink to the surface of the mug, giving it a professional, long-lasting finish, capable of withstanding dishwasher and microwave use. The whole process usually takes about 7 to 10 days, and the customers will receive the product with your business name on the packing slip. The customer pays Etsy for the mug at whatever price you set, and then they collect the money on our behalf. They take their 5% fees out of it, and then once a week, they'll transfer the money into your bank account. Then we just have to pay the printer to make and ship the mug on our behalf. It might sound complicated, but it's really very simple. So let's take a look at the process step by step. Step 1, coming up with the product designs that sell. Now, one of the biggest things that stops people creating a business like this is that they think they need to be a graphic design expert or hire someone who is, which can be really expensive. But the truth is that is just not the case. There are thousands of coffee mugs being sold every single day, and a lot of them have, how can I say this nicely? Well, I probably can't. They have really bad designs, but they still sell by the truckload. They're just plain white mugs with black text on them. Maybe they're funny or targeted towards a certain niche or hobby or something. Sometimes they have a small graphic or a flower on them, but they're just very simple designs made by people with no design experience or skills, just like you and me. And in a lot of cases, these simple designs outsell the fancy, complicated ones. So let's have a look at some of the best-selling mugs on Etsy. If we head over to Etsy.com, let's just search for funny coffee mugs and have a look and see what we get. Before I go on, a lot of these mugs have a bit of profanity on them, so if you're offended by that, then I'm sorry, but this probably isn't the business for you. But these are the mugs that people are buying. So let's have a look. Say this one here, for example. It's a plain white mug that just says, "Stand with me against reply all." Now, I don't even really know what that means, but I assume that it's targeted towards office workers or people who hate it when others use the reply all function on their emails. And they're selling this mug for $13.58. Now, if we add it to the cart, you will see that they're charging $11.58 shipping for a total of $25.17 to purchase this mug. Now, the company that we partner with who'll make and ship our mugs for us, I can tell you they charge $3.50 for this type of mug, plus $5 to ship it within the United States. So a grand total of $8.50. You'll also need to factor in the costs of Etsy's fees for letting us list our products on their website. First, they charge us a 20-cent fee for each product that we list. And secondly, they'll charge us a 5% transaction fee to cover the costs of their credit card processing and things like that. So for this mug, that would be around 10 cents. So let's be super conservative and add 50 cents to cover the Etsy fees. All up, it'll cost us $9 to make and sell this mug for $25.17, leaving us with a $16.17 profit on the sale, which is around 64% profit. Now you can choose to sell your mugs at higher prices or lower, but I generally like to keep my prices around the middle ground of what everyone else is selling theirs at. So what do you think so far? Could you stick 6 words on a mug and sell it for 64% profit? I mean, okay, so they've used a couple of fancy fonts, but it's essentially just 2 lines of black text with 6 words on a mug. Pretty simple, right? But do these mugs actually sell? Well, let's take a look. We'll go back to our example, and if you scroll down under the listing, you'll see a bunch of reviews from people who have purchased this mug and left a review. You can see on this one 4 people have left reviews on this exact mug. Now, I can tell you from experience that on Etsy, roughly 5% of people who buy will leave you a review. So if this listing has 4 reviews, you can safely say that they've sold at least 80 of these mugs. And then if we scroll right down the bottom of the page, it'll tell us that this listing was created on October the 8th, 2020. Now, I'm recording this video on the 7th of November, so this listing has been available for around 3 weeks. 80 sales at $25 is $2,000. The total cost to fulfill these would be around $720, leaving a profit on this mug of around $1,280. So I'll ask you again, could you come up with a 6-word design, list it, and bank $1,280 for it? Yeah. Let's go back up the top of this page and we'll have a look at their whole shop. So right here, you can see their shop name. Then under it, they'll show you how many sales they've had since they opened. In this case, 17,981 sales. A quick scroll down of their store shows us that they have 91 products listed. All of them look like they're mugs. Some of them are double mugs and more expensive, but let's just stick to the single mug price. You can also see that this particular store has been online since 2014, so let's call that 6 years. So 17,981 mugs sold at $25, just to keep it simple, is a total of $449,525 worth of mugs sold in the last 6 years, just in this single store. And remember, there are thousands of stores just like this one on Etsy. If the profit factor we worked out before of 64% stays the same, then that's around $287,000 profit over 6 years, or around $47,800 profit per year. And this particular store only has a total of 91 mugs for sale. Let's take a look at another store. So this one has sold 60,262 mugs. It has 351 total listings and has been open since 2016, so 4 years. And their average price for a mug is $19.97. Now you'll notice that they have a few other products in their store too, like doormats and other things, but it's mostly coffee mugs. So 60,000 mugs at $20 each is $1.2 million in 4 years. After costs, they're probably looking at around $700,000 profit or $175,000 a year. Are you starting to see the potential here? Is this something you think you can do? There are literally thousands of these stores on Etsy. Sure, not everyone has done $1 million in sales, but plenty of them have. It's not a fluke, and it's available to anyone who wants to set up a store for themselves and start selling. Let's look at one more, just because it's fun and it's inspiring to see what other people have done. Now this store's a favorite of mine. I used it when I was first getting started for ideas. And let me be clear, we don't want to copy anyone else's designs, but we can certainly use them as inspiration to come up with our own versions of different mugs. So let's look at Mugsby. On Etsy since 2016, 485 total products, 66,680 sales. Average price is $19.98. So that's a total of 1.3 million and change. I could go on for hours looking at these stores, but you can check these out for yourself and prove to yourself that this strategy has huge potential. And one other thing, if you really want to prove to yourself how much potential this strategy has, all you need to do is have a look at some of these stores, write down how many sales they've had, and then come back at the same time tomorrow and see how many sales they've had now. Work out what the difference is, and that'll tell you exactly how many sales these stores are making. Some of these shops are making 50 to 100 sales per day. Okay, sorry, I got a bit sidetracked there. We were supposed to be coming up with a design for a mug, weren't we? So let's get back to Etsy, and instead of funny mugs, let's look for something else. The design of your mug can be targeted towards anything from relationships, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, you name it, job titles, hobbies, or even the color of your hair or the state that you live in. There are thousands of different topics out there, and there are thousands of ideas for mugs. So let's look at, say, cat mugs. We'll type that into Etsy and we'll have a look down. Okay, here's one here, cat mama. Pretty simple. It's just got an image at the bottom of a cat and just says cat mama. It's got plenty of sales and good feedback, so let's create our own version of this. First of all, we need to create the artwork for the mug. Now, you can use any image editing software that you like. Usually I use Photoshop, but you can also use Canva, which has a free version available online. So let's go to canva.com and create a free account. Okay, once we've logged in, you should be able to create a new design. Now, the dimensions that our print partners need are 1125 by 1125 pixels for these mugs. So we'll enter that, and here we have a blank white space where we can put our design. Okay, first let's add our text. So we'll click on the text and scroll down until we find something that we like. Okay, I'm going to go with this one here. So I'll click on it and it will put it onto our artwork. Then we'll just click on the text and edit it. So I'll change this just to say cat mama. Now this top bit, I could just delete this section, but remember we do want to make it a bit different to the one that we saw. So I might add something like, let's say, I am proud, ... So I am a proud cat mama. Okay, I like that. Now I'll just scale this out a bit so that it takes up more of our design area. And now let's add a cute image of a cat or something on the bottom. So for that, I would head over to pixabay.com, who offer royalty-free images that we can use, and search for cat. Okay, I'll just change it to illustration. And now after a quick scroll, I'll find this one here that I like. So I'll click on this and download it to my computer. And then we'll head back to Canva, upload the image, and place it on the design canvas just at the bottom. I'll resize it a little bit until I'm happy with the design. And that's it. That's how easy it is to design a mug. Next, I'll save that as a PNG file. Okay, the next step is to upload this artwork to our print partners and generate a mock-up that we can use to put on our Etsy listing. So the print partners that I use are called T-Launch. There are tons of other companies out there, but I think T-Launch are the best, and I've been using them for years. They also offer t-shirts and travel mugs and a bunch of other products that you can sell to expand your product range if you want to. So we want to create a new product. We click on drinkware, and then I'll choose the multi-size mug. And then we simply upload the artwork that we created in Canva. It usually takes a couple of minutes to upload and generate the mock-ups. So in this time, I usually just fill out these forms, give the mug a name, set the price. Okay. We also want to save these mock-ups that it generates on the right so that we can upload them to Etsy when we create our product listing. So once we've finished creating our mug, the next step is to create the listing in Etsy so that people can find our mug and buy it. So in order to sell on Etsy, we just need to set up a seller account. It doesn't cost anything to get set up. You just need to join and fill out a couple of forms. Then all we need to do is click on the listings tab on the menu and then click on add a listing and fill out the product details. So first we'll add the images that we saved, and then we'll write a title for the listing, select a suitable category, write a simple product description, and then we fill out a few other bits and pieces. Then we set the price that we want to sell for and the quantity that we have. So we're using a print on demand to fulfill our orders, so I usually just put 100 in the quantity. If you want to offer variations in size or colors, then you can add them here. Then set a shipping price, usually $6 or $7, depending on your pricing strategy. And then we hit publish. And that's it. Within a few seconds, your mug will now be uploaded and listed for sale on Etsy. So people from all around the world can now come and buy your mug. The last thing we need to do is connect our Etsy account with our print partner so that our orders can automatically be processed, printed, and shipped. So we'll head back over to T-Launch and go to Integrations. Then find the mug we want to connect, click select, search for the product, click add, and then just select any variations we have available so our customers get the right size sent out to them. We'll save that, and then we're done. So we now have a product listed online, ready to sell, connected to our print partners who will make and ship the mug as soon as the orders start coming through. It's a pretty simple process, and once you've done it a few times, it becomes second nature. You'll be pumping these things out like crazy. So our goal is to come up with as many designs as we can to give people the option to buy something that they love. The more mugs you have in your store, the more sales you will get. It's that simple. And it's quite fun once you get the hang of it. So now when someone goes and buys our mug, they will pay Etsy. Etsy will take their fees out and then pay us the rest of the money. Our print partners will then print, pack, and ship the mug for us. The customer will receive the mug and everybody's happy. Now, of course, we are running a real business here, so there will be issues that come up from time to time, and it'll be our job to handle them. People will have questions that need to be answered. Remember, we are shipping breakable coffee mugs, so from time to time they do get broken, and we'll need to order replacements, which T-Launch do for free. Or people will order the wrong item and have it shipped to the wrong address, and other normal customer service inquiries. But all these things are easily resolved. You just need to do a little bit of customer service each day over emails and messages, answer questions, process any custom orders if you choose to take them. This part of the business usually takes anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour a day. And once you get up and running, you can even outsource that to someone else if you don't want to do it. Okay, so let's recap. In order to make this business work, you'll need three things. One, you need designs for your mugs, which I've shown you how to come up with. Two, you need access to people who want to buy your mugs, which we get through Etsy. You can also list your mugs on other sites like Amazon and eBay, and we can talk about that later, but I don't want to overcomplicate things for now. And three, you need to fulfill your orders, which we do automatically through our print partners. And that's it. That's all you need to do to build your own six-figure business in an hour a day. Now, as we worked out before, we make around $10 profit per mug. So if you could sell just 5 mugs a day, that would give you around $1,500 profit per month. So what could you do with an extra $1,500 a month in your bank account? What if you could sell 10 mugs a day? An extra $3,000 a month in your bank. Would that make a difference to your life? Or if you want to get really serious, like some of the stores we looked at before who are averaging 40 to 50 mugs a day, 50 mugs a day at $10 profit per mug is $15,000 profit per month. Now, I'm not making any promises. If you want to hit those big numbers, I'm not going to lie, you will have to put in a decent amount of effort, but it just shows you what is possible with this business. It's not hard, and numbers like this are definitely achievable. Now, if you were to go out and follow all the steps that I've shown you today, would you agree that you could build your own six-figure business working just a few hours a day? Absolutely. There are countless examples of people who have done just that. Now, if you feel confident enough to take the information that I've shared with you today and run with it yourself, then by all means, go for it, and I wish you the best of luck. But some words of caution. As with most things in life, when it comes to building this type of business, success will be found in the details. Just because you know how the game of football is played doesn't mean you can walk onto the field and win a Super Bowl. And it's no different here. What I've just shared with you today is a system that works. There is no doubt about it. But it took me a lot of trial and error in order to figure out the exact method that we use now. Was it worth it? Well, you tell me. $100,000 a year for working an hour a day? Yeah, it was worth it for sure. But the bottom line is, if you miss any of the steps or leave anything out, it may not work the same. Just like if you want to become a doctor or a lawyer, first you need to go through school and learn what's required knowledge for that profession. And it's the same if you want to run an online business. You have to learn how to do it properly. Each step of the process needs to be put in place if you want to get similar results to what we've talked about here today. But a year of trial and error to figure out what works is a long time, and even then you still have to know what you're doing in order to figure out what works and what doesn't. So what if I told you I could shorten your learning curve from a year or two to a month or two? What if I walked you through the entire process, step by step, and showed you exactly what you need to do to make all this work? Would you then be confident that you can build your own profitable online mug business? Well, today I'm going to give a few of you just that opportunity, and here's how we're going to do it. I am going to walk a limited number of people through the entire process. The program I've put together is called Moguls, and as one of the participants, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of getting your own mug business up and running from start to finish. So by the time we're done, you will have your own store set up with products in it ready to sell, as well as your own Etsy account and all set up linked with your print partners with products listed ready to start taking orders. Or if you're lucky, you might already be getting orders and have money coming in before we're even done setting it up. So if you're tired of bouncing from one business idea to the next, none of which actually make any real money, or if you're ready to start a real business selling real products that people actually want to buy and can be run from anywhere in the world in just a few hours a day, then this is the program for you. So here's how it's going to work. This is an implementation program. So by the time we're done with it, you will have a complete working business set up, ready to start taking orders. This is not just some theoretical course you watch a bit here and there and then it collects dust on a shelf and you never get anything out of it. No, I'm going to help you every step of the way. Put together each element that you need to build your business selling coffee mugs. The videos inside the course are recordings of my computer screen as I walk you through the entire process, step by step, click by click. So you watch a video and then you go and do it for yourself. Then come back and watch the next video, and so on. We will start at the very beginning and go through the entire process. First, I'm going to show you how to figure out what's hot and what mugs people are buying right now. We're going to analyze the best-selling stores on Etsy, see what they're selling, see what keywords they're using to sell, and model our own mug designs off theirs. By doing this, we make sure that we're on trend and we're setting ourselves up for success over the other sellers who just pick anything they think is cute or funny. Then I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of setting up an online store. Don't worry if you've never built a website or anything before. I've even taught my 8-year-old daughter how to do this. It's that simple. I will record my screen while I start from scratch, set up a brand new store so you can follow along on your screen and create your store at the same time. I will show you how to pick a name for your site, how to set up your products and categories, how to get an email address, you name it. Everything you need to know we will cover in simple step-by-step fashion. Next, we're going to make our first mug from start to finish. Choose a design, prepare the artwork, and upload it to our print partners ready for fulfillment. Again, don't worry if you have no design experience. I'm going to show you a couple of tools you can use to make your design super simple. Once you know how to do this, you'll be virtually unstoppable. It really does become quite fun seeing new designs and then creating your own versions. The next part will be about setting up your Etsy account. There are a few things you need to go through in order to get accepted to sell on Etsy, and I'll walk you through the process to make sure we avoid any delays or objections on this part of the business. Once you have your Etsy store set up, you can pretty much start selling right away. You could even be getting sales coming through within a matter of days. I will walk you through the process of getting each platform we use talking to each other so that we can automate the process as much as possible. Then we will cover some traffic and promotion strategies because after all, if nobody knows your products exist, they will never come and buy them, right? Etsy has their own proprietary advertising platform set up specifically for their sellers. So I'm going to show you how to set that up. But there's also a bunch of other ways you can promote your products for free if you don't want to advertise. A lot of people get scared off by the thought of spending money on advertising, but it's really very simple and you can start for as little as $1 per day. In my opinion, it's well worth doing. Running ads to your products will put you head and shoulders above 95% of other sellers and help kickstart your business and get those first few all-important sales and reviews coming in. We will also cover how to manage your business like a pro. I believe that offering top-notch customer service with a smile, even over email, is the best way to ensure your customers are happy and keep coming back to buy more. I've had some customers come back 7 or 8 times over the course of 2 years to buy more mugs off me, and it all comes down to the way that you treat your customers and build those lasting relationships that will continue to put money into your pocket for years to come. We will also cover social marketing. We will set up accounts across various social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, and I will walk you through the process of how to use those channels to get even more people to see your mugs and potentially become customers. Social media traffic is like icing on the cake. It doesn't cost you anything, and if one of your mugs goes viral, you can easily start getting dozens or hundreds of sales a day. It's something that's definitely worth spending time on, and we have refined it down to an exact science so you can reap the benefits of years of testing what works and what doesn't. Now, one of the most common questions I get when I tell people about this business is, this all sounds great, but you have years experience building businesses online. What about me? I have no experience. Will this still work for me? So to answer that question, I've asked a few people who I've already shown this method to share with you some of their experiences with it.
I was super skeptical when I joined Mug Moguls. I had bought a few make money online courses before, but none of them had worked, and I had never made a single dollar until now. I followed the course step by step, designed and uploaded my mugs, and then they just started selling. It's so simple. I couldn't believe it at first.
I joined Mug Moguls a while back, and to be honest, I didn't do much with it at first, but over time, I started adding mugs to my account, and to my surprise, sales started coming in. The more mugs I added, the more sales I got. I now have about 100 mug designs in my store, and I am now making consistent sales.
The thing I love the most about this business is the ka-ching sound that my phone makes every time I make a sale. My kids go crazy when mom makes a sale, and it really helps to keep me motivated to create more mugs and get more of those ka-chings. The extra money I am making from my mug business is going to pay for a dream trip to Disney World for all of us.
Another great question is, oops. Another question I get asked is, what happens if everyone on this webinar starts selling coffee mugs using your system? Won't it saturate the market and kill the opportunity? Now, we've already talked about this earlier, but this market is huge. There are tens of thousands of mugs being sold every day. So as long as you don't copy the exact same designs and you do something unique and something different to what's already out there, then it will appeal to different people. So there's no question, if you follow this process and set up your store just like I show you, you will get sales. I guarantee it. All right, so today I believe I've shown you beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is absolutely possible for you to create a simple, profitable online business selling coffee mugs, just like I did, just like the people you just heard from did, and just like countless of others that we've seen on Etsy and other marketplaces have. You've seen how easy it is to find a product that sells, to make your own version of it and put it up for sale on one of the world's most popular marketplaces for gifts and accessories. And you've seen how easy it is to have all the work of making and shipping the mug done for you by our printing and shipping partners. So if you're ready to get your own mug business up and running and generating a life-changing income for yourself and your family, then here's how you can sign up for this program. Class is already underway and the first few modules are already waiting for you inside the private members area, so you can get started today. Your only job is to watch the videos and follow along with me step by step as we build your business from the ground up and create an income that can provide for you for years to come. By the time you've been through all the modules, you will have a fully functioning online mug business that is ready to start taking orders and putting money into your bank account each and every week. So what about the price? Now I know this is the part where I'm supposed to make up a bunch of overpriced valuations and tell you the course is worth $49,999 or something like that, and how I'll reduce it to 5,000 or 4,000 or 2,000 or 1,000. But personally, I hate it when I watch a webinar and they do that. So the price for the Mug Moguls course is just $97 a month, and you can join right now using the link below this video, and you'll get full access to the course. Now that may seem expensive to some, but like I mentioned before, I've sold over $1 million worth of mugs following this exact system. And this course will show you how to build a real online business, an asset that can pay you 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 or more per year, depending on how much work you want to put in. We have several stores that make $500 to $1,000 a week, so I think it's a pretty good deal at that price. $97 a month for full access to the Mug Moguls course, and you can cancel at any time. Now, the fact that you're still here watching us tells me that you're at least considering joining us and building your own mug business, which I think is awesome. But I wanted to set up some kind of reward for action takers and decision makers. So here's what I'm going to do. One of the most daunting parts of this business is setting up your Shopify store, which is where we will process your orders and make your mugs. Now, inside the course, we have all the step-by-step tutorials to help you set it all up. And if you go through those videos, you will be able to set it up no problem. But I wanted to take things one step further and actually set this up for you. So for the next 50 people who join Mug Moguls, I'm going to help you by actually building your Shopify store for you. All the details will be in the members area, so once you join, you'll see how it all works. But basically, I will build out a store. I'll even throw in 5 unique mug designs to get you started down the right track. It'll just be a basic store so you can customize it later on if you wish, but it will all be set up, ready to go. All you need to do is choose a name for your store, which we'll cover in the course, and either myself or one of my team will get everything set up for you, ready to take over and start selling. But remember, this offer is only for the first 50 people who join. So if you're serious about building yourself a legitimate online business, then I personally think this is the best way to get started. Now, in addition to that, I wanted to make this a completely safe decision for you without any risk on your part whatsoever. So I'm going to give you a no questions asked 30-day money back guarantee on the course. Follow along for the next 30 days, and if you decide for any reason that this is not for you, no harm, no foul, just send me an email and I'll give you a prompt 100% refund. And this isn't some phony guarantee that has a bunch of fine print where we can reject the refund based on a technicality or anything like that. If you decide for any reason that you don't like the course or you don't think it'll work or even just that you don't like the sound of my voice, for any reason at all, just let me know and your money will be returned. And I'll even let you keep the store that we build for you. Like I said earlier, I only want to work with people who are serious about building their business. So if you decide that it's not for you, no problem. Just email me and I'll refund your money. Does that sound fair? This means that there's literally no way you can lose here. At a bare minimum, you'll have a full 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can go through the entire program risk-free, get your Shopify store set up, and decide if this business is right for you. If you decide you don't want to continue, I'll refund your money. But more likely what will happen is that if you follow the steps that I lay out in the course, build your business and start generating an income. So here's how to get started. And then I've got one more thing I want to tell you. Below this video, you will notice a button that has appeared to join Mug Moguls. I want you to click that button right now, and when you do, a fully secured checkout page will pop up in a new window, so you can fill that out while you continue to listen. Now, after you fill out the registration form and hit submit, you're going to be taken to a login page for the Mug Moguls members area, where you will need to create a username and password and then verify your email address for access to be granted. And that's it. Watch the welcome and business overview videos to get started and follow us along as I walk you through the process of setting up your business step by step. Now, as you fill out the form to get started, there's one more thing I want to tell you about, which will likely become the most valuable part of this course. I've set up a members only Facebook group where course members can join and ask me questions and get support from myself and from the other Mug Moguls members. I personally check this group for any questions at least once a day, and I'll do my absolute best to answer every single question that you have. Now, a few people have told me that it's a mistake to offer this, that it'll be too much work, but I want to make sure that I give you the best chance of success that I can. So I'm giving you full access to this group, which I think adds a huge amount of value to the course. I have clients to this day who pay me $5,000 to $10,000 a month to consult on their e-commerce businesses, and I'm giving you access to my 20 years worth of knowledge and experience doing business online just for taking action and becoming a member of Mug Moguls. Alright, so to recap, when you join the Mug Moguls training course, you're going to be officially enrolled in the program where I will be helping you create the business every step of the way. If you're one of the next 50 people to join, I'm going to have myself or a team member set up your Shopify store for you, complete with 5 unique mug designs loaded up and ready to get you started. Plus, you get my 30-day money-back guarantee so you can go through the entire program without any risk whatsoever. And finally, I'm going to give you a priceless bonus when you join today, which is full access to the Facebook coaching group, where you can ask all the questions and get all the answers you need to get your business up and running. All you need to do at this point is to click the button below, fill out the registration form, and you'll get instant access to the Mug Moguls program. If you do change your mind, remember you have my guarantee as backup. So at this point, you've watched the entire workshop, you've seen what it takes to build a business selling coffee mugs online, you've seen the proof that not just me, but hundreds of other people are doing this and making money. You saw their products, you saw their sales, so you know it can be done. And hopefully I've made it clear that the Mug Moguls course will show you exactly step by step how to get things set up. So if you haven't already joined, I'd like to invite you one last time to join us and become a Mug Mogul yourself. Just click the button below and let's get started.